Now, if you guys didn't know, Framer used to be an animation tool, a design tool similar to Figma. I used to do a lot of prototyping with animations in Framer. And then it wasn't until actually last year where they decided to enter into the web development market and sort of launched the platform as you know now, which is this design tool that allows you to drag and drop elements and then actually publish that website. And that got me thinking, really, where is Figma going? I've closed the curtains because it throws the focus and the brightness off. Anyway, I always said, I'm not sure I've even said it on this channel, but to kind of people, is that we'll never get a Figma to Webflow conversion, this idea that why can't we just take that and put it into websites or a web development platform? And my answer was always the same. And it's to do with relativity and the understanding that one element or one thing that you create, what's its relationship to other elements? Because that's just how web works. For better or worse, that's just how the web works. You put a box in the middle of another box, and then the parent box has some styling that moves it and locks it into place where you want it to go. Now, it used to be that you could drag and drop anything anywhere with what you might understand as absolute positioning. And that used to work perfectly fine in the old days, And the reason why that worked is because of one other thing, and that is responsivity. That didn't exist when everyone was locked into an 800 by 600 screen and we didn't have stuff on our phones or anything like that. We didn't have to make websites work on a multitude of devices. So therefore we could put something anywhere, and there was no worry that if a browser shrunk and grew, that you'd have to manipulate the position of that element. So now with responsivity, you need to think about, or you need to utilize the relationships between elements and how they play against each other, whether it's inline or block or display properties like flex or grid. You really need to think about that and think about the evolution of how that component behaves as the screen real estate gets less and less or more and more. So with that, a design-led approach, and I have another video in mind actually about a design-led approach to creating websites. A designer will put something where they want it to and not really think about the responsivity. When Figma introduced auto layout, that suddenly, really behind the scenes, all that is really flexbox, and it's saying that based on my position or my layout, what's the position and layout of my children and various things like that. And that was really what twigged it for me when it comes to this. This is exactly what was needed to having a Figma to a Webflow conversion, because now you have that relationship. And you really, if you aren't using auto layout, you really are falling behind as a designer, because this is, unless something drastic happens with browsers and CSS and how they render websites, design just doesn't convert to website. Flat design doesn't convert to websites unless you have that relationship, that auto layout aspect. So with all that in place, and Figma being basically teed up to creating websites, I honestly think that they could be one of the best Webflow alternatives or website development tools ever, because you're literally designing in a free flow design environment. Yes, there's a bit of overhead when it comes to auto layout and variables, but I think they've really narrowed everything down to what is essential when it comes to building a website in a free flowing design environment. And I just think they're poised to absolutely take over. I think the only thing they really need to figure out is how adjacent elements respond to each other. So you put here a module in and it kind of pushes everything down. But I think that could be like a website development mode, because remember, Figma isn't just for websites. People use it for apps and all the rest of it. So something like that, I think they just need to figure out, and then it'll be great.
Oh, didn't see you there. Well, I'll take this opportunity to say, if you're enjoying the episode or finding a lot of value in it, then please consider hitting the like button. It really supports the channel. If you want to hear more about no-code tools such as Webflow, then hit the subscribe button as well as that bell notification so you don't miss a beat. Now, back on with the episode.
Now, I've mentioned this a few times in videos and videos to come. I will be mentioning it, that Webflow and all these tools are really good at developing a specific type of website, a marketing website. I've always said there is a limit on Webflow. It's just saying that as an industry, we've established what 90% of websites are and what they need to do. And we've nailed that. And now all of these tools are coming together to really just provide the best experience possible in order to build the 90% of websites. And then you start to need more, and then you start to need web apps, then you start to need web sockets and real-time kind of data exchange and various things like that. And that's a different subject, and that's where you sort of graduate, if you will, to either a code-based website, or you've got this middle spot when you've got Wizzed or Bubble or something like that, where you can start to prototype this stuff. But ultimately, we've really nailed this now, and I'm starting to see, well, you see it in Figma identifying that they can turn a design tool into a web development platform. And I just think it's just a matter of time when it comes to Figma. I really think that they're if they don't do it, they're stupid, because I think, given a choice, this is a question to you actually, given a choice, would you spend all of your time in Figma and then just hit publish on that? Or do you enjoy working, really now, do you enjoy working in Webflow? Have you tried auto layout? Do you understand it? How many of you are actually using? That's what I want to know. That'll answer the question of whether Figma are in a position to start creating and publishing websites, either on your servers or their own servers, and create that entirely kind of all-in-one package, all-in-one SaaS package that Webflow kicked off, really. So let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's just an idea that I had recently. If you're new here, because I know a lot of people have joined since my Webflow roundup video, I hope you enjoy kind of my outlook on the no-code and web development as industry as a whole. Like, subscribe, all the rest of it. And until next time, happy no coding.